Okay, so good morning, everybody, and welcome to this workshop session, the first one of today. So today we will focus on co-creation, and in particular, the co-creation for tomorrow, participative value chain for sustainable future. So today we will present 5 different projects focusing on sustainable and circular principles, and in particular we will explore innovative approaches to create sustainable value chains through the co-creation among different stakeholders. So we will focus also on the difference between collaboration and co-creation, and in particular the presentation will focus on also on how they integrate and design the process of participative and co-creating design of the sustainable value chains. So going on with the... Okay, so here we have the agenda. So yeah, first of all, sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Martina Di Gallo. I'm a project manager and proposal development developer in R2M Solution Italy. And today with me, we have Dena Arabsolgar from SYXIS. She will present the WASABI project. Then we have Coscia from R2M Solution Italy. She will present Rare Square project. Then we have Silvia Ghidini from HOLONIX presenting DeremCo. Then Caterina Calefato from Domina S.r.l. Presenting CoreU. And finally, we have Davide Delfrate from the Polytechnic of Milano presenting YourBan. Then finally, we will have a roundtable discussion. We have some questions prepared, but of course, if you have questions, doubts, also feedback, we will welcome them. Okay, so I will give the floor to Dena.
Thank you, Martina. Thank you, everyone, for being here this morning. I will just start with a few words about who we are, so to introduce the role and the part that I'm going to present about the WASABI project. As we know, projects are very complex, big, and full of stakeholders, full of different aspects. So in these 10 minutes, we have to choose those that we are going to focus on. So I'm going just to say a few words just to go on the topic. SYXIS is a Lithuanian company, and we deal with the sustainable transformation, which means focusing on the culture of circular economy. As you know, sustainability is something made by different pillars, so we always need to consider the environmental sustainability, the economic sustainability, and also the social sustainability. And this is what is needed to become circular. And this is what we deal with, and this is what we bring to the projects where we are engaged. Our aim is to learn to innovate together, which doesn't mean only to innovate together, but it is about learning how to do it, because also the process of innovating needs to be co-created, so it needs to be done all together. So these are the pillars that are the focus of our organization, and these are also the pillars of what I'm going to say afterwards about the WASABI project. So we focus on networking, digital solution and the circular economy ecosystem, and this is exactly what we do in the WASABI project. I will just go to the project. These are some numbers, some details. It is a near 9 million project, 18 partners, the coordinator is Carsa. We have 5 different pilots in 3 use cases, which I'm going to slightly present. The objectives of the project are related to the creation or to the improvement of a digital intelligence assistant solution, which is based on the collaboration among the humans and the artificial intelligence. It's a conversational AI that creates collaboration in the work environment also through the digital approach. Then a second objective is related to the sustainability, so to the valorization of the production waste. And again, we enable it and support it through the digital solutions in order to open the value chain, and I'm going to say how. And then another topic which is really important is the transfer of knowledge, which in this case is done mainly through the sharing of information with the community of other users in the value chain. So this is the question we have today for this co-creation tomorrow session. So how do WASABI enable the participation and the collaboration for the sustainability? Well, I have at least 2 different answers. The first is that we need to facilitate the information exchange. This is an enabler. Whenever we need to create collaboration, we need to share something because it's the basis. So we use the use cases as demonstrators of 3 different ways and 3 different groups of information to be exchanged. Then, while these words, each of these words has a meaning mainly in the co-creation and collaboration environment because it creates the participation. Why do we speak about facilitating the information exchange? Because it's something that doesn't happen automatically. So you cannot ask people to just share information. It doesn't happen. So you have to facilitate this process. And this happens quite everywhere. In quite each organization, in each group or community, if you want to have some information shared, then you need to create some processes in which this happens. This means that you have to engage people to collaborate. Then which information? Well, this depends on the cases, it depends on the situation. They could be company data, value chain data, in general, knowledge, expertise, and we are going to focus more on this. Of course, they can be others. Exchange is important because it's a change of mindset. We are not only speaking about information to be exchanged inside the single company, which is even difficult sometimes because it is, as I was saying, not so automatic, but also exchanging information across the value chain. So from the company to the value chain, and from the value chain to the company. So it's not always direct from a company to another one, it's not one-to-one, but you have to change the approach and to think that you as an organization can provide information to the entire value chain in a holistic view. And then at some point from the value chain, you will get some information back. Okay, demonstrators are useful because they can show how we can create alternatives, how we can research and get results, and how we can share these results. So it's not only a matter of creating new solutions, but also showing. And yeah. This is the first of the 3 use cases that we have in the project. It is related to the augmented waste management and valorization. The pilots are TriMech and Chroma. One is related to the dimensional metrology reuse, and the other one to the recycling and revamping of surgical tools. In In both cases, what happens is that the pilots are improving the part of the organization process in which they have to recycle and reuse or manufacture the objects that they are not using anymore. For example, in the dimensional metrology pilot, they are creating some objects which needs to be very, very precise. And when it happens that they are not so precise, but just slightly different from the original, then they cannot use it anymore. What happens today is that these objects are wasted, but in a collaborative approach on the value chain, what should happen in the future and what is beginning to happen is that these objects are shared with the value chain, which means that they are explained, they are provided, they are just given to the community so that anyone else and other organizations can consider if this metrology object can be used again for something different. Maybe not so precise, but precise enough. Maybe in schools it can be like a centimeter, which is not so exactly precise, can be useful for other occasions. So the logic is to share materials, share technologies. So the part of the sharing starts here in order to enable the exchange, the reuse, the recycle, but also to give benefits for the others. And this is where the social aspects comes. We are working on the activation of the new value chains and on the logic of circulating objects. So this is the focus of the first use case. The second use case is about the management of the assisted workforce, and it is done with EpiScan. They are producing sanitary goods, and the logic of the use case is on the upskilling and integrating the workforce. They have many different employees, workers who have different origins, different education, different social and demographic background. They also have language issues. They are foreigner or, very diverse. And what happens is a need to let them get on board and to be integrated. And this is made through the creation of a knowledge base, which is one of the other main elements that I was mentioning that enables the collaboration. So what we need is to share needs in an open way. So what do you need? My dear worker, what do you need? What is the information you need? How do you need it? Which kind of assistance do you need? And this is how the use case is working. So we are trying to get the needs, and we are creating the solutions which can supported by the digital. As I was saying, we are speaking about conversational AI, and this means that the collaboration is among workers and supported by the digital solutions. This enables also to improve the knowledge for sure. The use case 3 is a bit different, and it is related to the concept to augment sustainability. What they are doing is a very low TRL, and the concept is to test different solutions, like tools to analyze the reduction of carbon footprint or the upskilling of workers, or other tools to try to reduce repetitions in different sectors, as they are mentioned behind, so battery testing, measuring machine sanitary quality check, and so on. But the logic here is to do the research and to share the results. This means that the pilot is thought to try, to describe, to generate knowledge, innovation, open science, and so on. So the concept is, let's create information, let's do the demonstrator, let's share which are the results and what are we getting. Okay, so this is the first answer while the second one that I have to the same question, so how is WASABI providing a collaboration and the participation? Well, the second answer is that it is really important and that we are focusing on the connection of stakeholders. So what is important in the value chain, always let's remember that we are speaking of connections outside the company, is a strategic matchmake. We need to connect because the sustainability and the circularity can work only if we consider the entire value chain. So we always need to create connections and new connections to new partners and new sectors or cross sectors. So also the discussion about the stakeholders can be opened because they are not so common. They can change. When we go from linear to circular, also the stakeholders can change. And this is something that we are working on in the industrial and manufacturing environment. Okay, matchmaking is easy. So what does it mean? Like knowing each other, finding new partners, as I was mentioning. So finding things, finding new objects, new suppliers, new information. So how do we do it? In the WASABI project, we are sharing informations about end-of-life objects, material waste, knowledge, and so on. So the concept is to enable new communities supported by the digital. Because in the industrial environment, in the manufacturing environment, many times the part of the digital is relevant. So the part of the multi-actor approach, the co-creation, the collaboration, the interactions, and so on are needs to be supported by the digital. And also considering that the value chains are very huge and wide and spread around Europe, then you need to be supported by the digital solutions. Okay, these are like very quickly the tools, so I'm not going in the details, but this is just to show that we are working together mainly with two solutions. One is the Koala Digital Assistant and the other one is the Reuse platform. The part in the white square is what is happening inside the project, while the part in the green square is the connection with the rest of the value chain, which can be outside. So going to recycle, reuse, and remanufacturing through sharing information and objects, as I was saying, with the external communities. Okay, this is part of the digital assistant. This is the chat with the system, which can be done vocally. So the worker on the line can share the knowledge he has or get the knowledge from the other workers or from the company, also supported in this way. And whatever is shared also with the other workers, and some part is shared externally. And also the information, for example, related to the objects that needs to be recycled or that cannot be used anymore in the production line. This information is given to the other platform, so to the reuse platform, and the worker is able to give the information through the digital assistant. And then the collaborations goes on the other level. Okay, this is the part of the platform, just to show it. Just some tips saying that it is related to the vocal data insertion or manual data insertion, that it enables the evaluation of the next cycle, and that, as I was saying, it enables the sharing of the information with the value chain. Okay, a second aspect about going to the community, so going to the value chain, is the fact of sharing information and sharing the knowledge with the external community. So what we are doing in the WASABI project is to continue an initiative which had started before in another project, which is called AI for Manufacturing. And it is a community which is present online, in which many European projects are connected and are presented, and we are creating initiatives and activities or online workshops to share all the knowledge that we have in the manufacturing community related to the digital system and to the artificial intelligence. So again, it is about collaboration and sharing of knowledge. I will stop here. So thank you. And I will give back the word to Martina.
Thank you very much. Okay. Then we will. Thank you very much, Dena. I think it was really, really interesting. Also, in my personal opinion, also the point of sharing information, which is crucial, and sometimes it's really challenging to understand which kind of information should be shared among stakeholders in order to, co-create, and but also find perhaps solution that you didn't think about, or perhaps an aspect that for you it's not important, but for someone else it's crucial. So yeah, it's really a very important point. So I will go on. So Eva, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Martina. Good morning, everyone. I'm Eva Coscia. I'm the Innovation Director in R2M. I don't want to introduce you R2M, so I move quickly to the focus of my presentation, which is to explain how this principle of participation, co-creation, and knowledge sharing are also really important for another project which is called S.r.l. Okay, compared with what Dena said about WASABI, we still share the concern about the need of sharing information along the value chain, but specifically in S.r.l, the focus is on helping companies in facing disruptive events and to become resilient, so to be able to quickly reconfigure their production processes and their value chain. Whatever is the disruptive event, which could be changes in the market, changes in the regulation, missing partners in the value chain. We have different partners, 8 research and technology institutions. We have 9 SMEs and 5 European large enterprises, and the project is coordinated by Fraunhofer Institute. So again, which is the vision? The vision is to create what we call an holistic ecosystem platform, because we want to connect all the dots and to identify where there are gaps in the digitalization. We want to enhance the transparency of information sharing in the value chain. There are many different data sources within a company and also across the value chain that needs to be connected. And everything is it's ancillary to the main focus, which is to create, to help companies to be quick, agile in readapting to changes. Also, the use of standards and certification is necessary. And last but not least, whatever we will develop, we need to make all the workers at any level aware about how we are supporting them in this process, and to have their support and to be sure that they are accepting what we are proposing them. So the goal, as I said, is to provide a set of tools which will support on one side the decision making in changing processes and work lines, but also to engage the people. So as I said, this disruption can be external to the supply chain. We wrote the proposal, and the project started during or just after the COVID, so there was this sensibility about the need of facing these terrible events like the pandemics, and we have very interesting examples of companies in Italy and also outside that had to completely change their production to face the pandemic. But okay, being less disruptive, we can think about changes in the market demand, requests for more customization, Also changes in the regulatory and legal aspects, and also to be sure that all the employees are able to acquire the new skills to conduct new tasks and to adopt new solutions. So how we are implementing this solution in R.l, I want to focus on one pilot because it's a very exemplificatory example. And Fontana is a company based in Italy. They also have other factories outside Italy. They work mostly with the automotive sector, with the big brands in the automotive sector. And this means that they have different challenges, like the automotive is really sensible to the need of customization, so we have many different car models. At the same time, they are pushing for a shorter time to market, and also the request, the orders, the production arrives with a very short notice. So they need, Fontana in particular, has to be very versatile, and they want to make this transition from assembly cells that are very customized to the possibility of combining different cells and to create a multi-product project line. But this has obviously an impact. If you are able to produce in parallel different models, different customization, you have to train your workforce to be able to switch from one production to another one. And you have also to, in general, you have to support people. So digitalization won't substitute people in the decision, but wants to provide all the information that are necessary to be aware that something is happening, so there are unexpected events, and how to face these events. So this is the as-is situation. They have, as I said, disconnected and very customized cells, and they wanted to make able to connect these cells and to have different production happening at the same time. So what we wanted to offer them in R.l is, as I said, the decision-making support to show alerts and events, to design together alternative scenarios, and also to let people interact with these decision support tools that in a very intuitive way, and so we focus on voice-based interaction, to let people have a sort of conversation with the system. And on the other side, we wanted to facilitate the onboarding and the training, the reskilling of people to be able to follow the pace of changes in the workplace. So as for the first point, how we are supporting workers to be more engaged in the production process and to have more intuitive interaction, we are working on artificial intelligence to develop voice-based interfaces so that even in a noisy environment, people can be, on one side, be supported during the initial phases when they are trained on the job, but also to provide inputs and to have this sort of knowledge elicitation through this natural interface. So there is quite a complex system that Fontana needs to use to detect every type of defect. You know that the automotive sector is very demanding in terms of perfect quality, and this system is nowadays supported by traditional interfaces. Now we are offering the workers the possibility of using headphones, headsets, and to ask for additional support or to register information about identified or recognized defects using this voice-based interaction. So this is the first aspect to make the people even more engaged and to work in a natural way, let me say. Then the second point, through a co-creation tool that SYXIS is developing, we are implementing two different levels of cooperation. The first one, you know, is inside a single company. So through the voice-enabled conversation and also through other systems developed in R.l, we are facilitating the elicitation of the knowledge and the sharing, but then we need also to move across the value chain. So through the co-creation approach, the idea will be to engage different suppliers to either reconstruct the value chain or to improve it. So The open innovation will be facilitated by this tool, offering the possibility of all the stakeholders in the value chain to co-create. And then we move to the last element that we are offering to the pilots in R/Square, which is the possibility of making an assessment about the skills that are available within the company or any missing skills. So if they have to adopt different tools and also different processes and mentalities, there are new professional profiles that have to be created, constructed within the company. So the tool will help on one side the managers to define which are the professional profiles, the needs they have, and the system will identify the connected professional profiles. So if you have to face a specific problem, if you want to reorganize your shop floor, then the system will tell you need this kind of competencies and this kind of profile. Then the manager will select candidates or will open the process to every potential candidate to see if there is anyone inside the company or outside the company with the skills for covering this kind of professional profile. And then the workers are invited to do a self-assessment. So they will be guided in understanding if they already own some skills and competencies or if there is any gap. And in the end, the system will offer training paths that are really customized to bridge this gap. So this is exactly what has happened. The company identifies business needs. The system provides questionnaires and extracts job profiles. The worker does self-assessment, so they understand how far they are from having the exact profile requested by the company, what is missing, and then they can be guided in bridging this skill gap. So then, once the skill gap identification is completed, we are defining a methodology to train the people based on this skill gap analysis, and we are identifying several training programs that are very close to the scenarios of R/Square to fill this skill gap. Then I have a very short video to show you, to give you the flavor about how this skill
In
gap
this
analysis
video,
is done.
we'd like to introduce you to our unique upskilling tool. The tool aims to provide companies with a simple, effective solution to identify business needs, select suitable professional roles, and develop internal resources to fill these roles through a customized upskilling or reskilling process. The tool is a result of a collaboration between R2M Solution, serving as the technical lead, and Era Quadro, responsible for methodology development. Before we begin, please note that the tool is still in development, and some aspects may change. Let's see the tool in action. We're now logged in as the production manager of Zupertech, a company facing increasingly tight production deadlines. The manager completes a guided questionnaire defining business needs, the involved department, assigning priority, and highlighting specific aspects to consider. Upon completion, the manager creates a job advertisement, which can involve internal or external candidates. They then invite suitable individuals to undertake a self-assessment for the job profile. Now, we're logged in as an employee who has been invited to take an assessment. You'll see a new notification. Let's check it out. This is an invitation to apply for the production manager role. Clicking the link opens the self-assessment form, where the employee evaluates their skills and competencies for this position. Done. Now, let's return to the manager's profile. The manager can now view individual assessments, add notes and scores, and compare results. This candidate looks promising. The manager may schedule an interview and decide if the candidate is suitable. In this case, the upskilling tool suggests specific training packages to help the candidate acquire new skills and abilities, preparing them for the new role. That's all for now. We hope this brief demonstration has helped you understand the value of our tool. Thank you for watching, and please don't hesitate to ask questions.
Okay, so that's also the thank you from my side, and if you have any question, we have a round table with some questions at the end of our presentation, but if you have any specific curiosity, you can ask us. Okay, thank you.
Okay, now we'll go on with DeremCo. Okay, and I will give the floor to Silvia Ghidini from HOLONIX.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Silvia Ghidini. I'm an environmental engineer, and currently I'm working as a project manager in circular economy projects founded by the EU for HOLONIX. HOLONIX is a company founded in 2010. And it creates software products with IoT and AI technologies, offering support mainly to Italian SMEs, but also collaborating in many research projects. One of these is DeremCo, and in particular the presentation of today will focus on the project in general, and then we will focus on the main object of the project itself, which are the composite materials. And then I will show you our contribution on the project, so our DeremCo platform. The DeremCo project, is a project that aims to establish circular economy solutions to unlock the reuse of composite materials in new high added value products. The project started in 2022 and will end in a year. The objective will be reached with the collaboration of 30 partners distributed in 7 EU countries. The composite materials, also known as fiber-reinforced plastics, or FRPs, are materials that are widely used in many sectors, as you see in the slide. So we can find them in the housing sectors, for the construction, but also in the creation of objects. In the energy sector, mainly you can find them, for instance, in the wild blading sector. Then for the transport, but also for the construction of sports tools. They are widely adapted because of their unique characteristics. One of them is that they are extremely lightweight, but also they are very resistant to the corrosion. The problems that is linked to them is the lack of European sustainable circle value chain for their recovery and reuse. DeremCo basically wants to solve this problem, And to do this, the project aims to exploit the interregional partnerships to achieve a larger scale demonstration of circular economy. To do this, a key role is played by the HOLONIX platform. This platform is a tool that aims to facilitate the pathway towards a fair transition to circular business model. Indeed, it was designed to make extremely accessible to find information about material, processes, and also to create an intersectoral community. The first thing that I want to show you about the platform is the configuration by the admin. I want to show you this thing because it plays a key role on the participation approach of the project. As you know, at the start of a project, it's very unlikely that everybody in the consortium knows exactly what type of data should be managed during all the lifetime of the project. Because it takes time and more than one attempt to define a solid data structure, as you know. Indeed, during the DeremCo lifetime, the data structure was changed 2 times because using the platform, the technical partners noticed that something could be improved. So our tool allows to configure and change the platform data structure very easily in a fast way, but also without using Spark code, so without needing a developer. As you see in this slide, the admin here is creating a topic. A topic is what you see in the menu on the left side of the platform, and then he can the admin can also create this in this easy way also the attributes which are what define topics and also the enumeration lists. So basically. The key point that I want to show you is that the configuration of a topic, attribute, and the enumeration list is just easy as you see it, and this is fundamental to encourage the co-creation in this project, but in all the projects. As the platform change fast as the idea of the consortium do. Here I show you what the users see. So the platform is managed and distributed in this way. On the left side you see the menu and the topic. We have the home and the project page, the circular entity page, the process page, and the company page. The home, in the home you can find all the description of how is distributed the information in the platform, while in the project page you can see all the information about the project. The circular entity section is where the user, specifically the company or the university or whoever is the user, can describe their circular entity, and also can see the other company's circular entity. What is the circular entity? Is basically an entity in the circular in a circular business model. So it can be an object, a final project, a material, a waste, a dismissed object. In this case, on the slide, we can see a circular entity, which is the manufactured object. And so here, the user of the platform can share information and provide their entities to the other users. Okay, the last slide is about the company page, in which the user can describe its own company and find also other companies that are involved or interested in circular economy business models. So we think that it's very important, this page, because we think that creating a virtuous network will be the key for the co-creation of tomorrow and to develop together a sustainable future. So this is my last slide, and thank you for your attention.
Okay, so thank you, Silvia. Then we will go on with Caterina presenting CoreU. I just asked to be a little bit, to stick to 10, 12 minutes. Okay. Thank you. And Caterina, the floor is yours. Thank you. So, I'm Caterina Calefato, I am a UX expert and I work as a digital innovation manager for a Domina company that is in Italy near Turin. It's a software house and I'm the lead of the European project division. What we do in European projects, we write and implement projects, we cope with dissemination, communication, branding, designs and video or other materials. We are experts in digital development, UX and UI design, social science and humanities, and we work also as IT provider for manufacturing software, back-end and front-end of digital solution, and we provide our tools for the learning management system, training, upskilling, knowledge transfer, for digital certification and auto-certification into quality manufacturing process, and also with our tool to create the projects of the website. I would like to tell you about CoreU, that is an innovation action about carbon capture and storage. It aims at developing CO2 routes across Europe to demonstrate the feasibility of capturing, transport and stock CO2. It is coordinated by SINTEF and brings together over 40 partners, including emitters of CO2, for example, from the glass manufacturing process, technology providers, gas transmission systems operators, transportation companies, research institutes, and universities. The project connects CO2 sources with potential storage sites, accelerating the deployment of this technology across Europe. So, we are considering CO2 routes in South and Central East Europe regions, and beside the technology, CoreU must build a policy framework for the management of the storage sites and also for the responsibility of transportation of CO2. The social acceptance of these very new technologies that is also very technical and very difficult to be communicated. The environmental risk and LCA assessment, And also we have to develop a local regional media campaign for each route in order to make awareness in municipalities and regions for this type of special transportation. And we must build awareness in cities, targeting also children and young people. So a lot of job to do to demonstrate the feasibility of technology, to demonstrate, to build the consensus in the society. The CCS is considered a technology to reach the carbon neutrality and to allow by 2050 to manage at the best the CO2 emissions. Then we need to enable knowledge transfer. So now the focus is on how can CoreU transfer knowledge and share technology to enable CCS. We have different audience, of course, in this project. We have European policymakers, managers and professionals that work in other domains but maybe cannot have benefit of learning something more about this technology. We have the chemicals, physicists and geologists that are working to the project, engineers, environmental, civil, maritime and transport engineers, and then we have the local media, citizens, children and young people. So we have the challenge of catering to diverse audience. We can start talking about the project in this way. CoreU is an innovation action, started in January this year, 48 months of length, funding more than 35 million euros. It's a very big project. Consortium of 43 partners, it has 2 pilots, one in Greece, one in Norway, and what I ask is who can understand this type of description of the project that explain the scope of the project, how challenging and how big is the project. Considering the European population, maybe less than 0.1% of people works as horizon experts or officer of project manager able to understand the importance of the project by that type of descriptions. We can try to change the tone of voice. CoreU goal is the reduction of 6.8 million tons per year of CO2 by 25 with an increasing trend. He uses carbon fiber cylinders to transfer and compress CO2 by truck to storage sites. He monitors problem with seismicity by synapses, consisting of wireless battery power sensor that can remain undisabled for up to 6 months without needing a recharge. We are providing autonomous underwater vehicle to sniff CO2 leakages. We can understand this. Again, maybe more or less about 0.3% of the European population works as chemists, physicists, or geologists. Try another way. We have compressed CO2 transported by truck and containers from the capture site and collected and transported offshore storage, but there is also onshore storage. We need to monitor leakage. We need to monitor seismic. We need to demonstrate the feasibility of onshore storage with a lot of technical challenge to be overcome. And this was able to understand the innovation of these projects. Again, 3.7% of European population works as engineers and is able to appreciate the huge research activity to demonstrate this process. So we will start writing more plain description of this technology with a LinkedIn article about carbon capture, utilization and storage to start to disseminate this technology, what is it and which aims it has. How many people read LinkedIn articles?
maybe on the European population, 35.8% of population uses LinkedIn. Better than chemists and engineers, anyway. But we need to build a social consensus. And what does it mean to transfer knowledge, to share knowledge, to co-create something together? The real key is engage and motivate. So, knowledge transfer about CCS technologies is not only informative. We need to help users to understand and emotionally connect with the technology. What does it mean to address European citizens? We have 77% of adults in Europe, 7% more or less of children, 6% of teens, and we need to catch the attention of all this type of audience. And if we are not able to explain it simply, it means that we don't understand it well enough. As this is a quote from Einstein, but I share it. So, we need to provide training and communication for professionals and not just for geologists, engineers, or project officers. So, what is CCS? CCS is the process of capturing Western carbon dioxide from the atmosphere or from other energy production plants, and to transport it to sites for reuse or storage in geological formation, onshore, offshore. So when I need to share this type of information with professionals of other domains, I speak about CCS, about an innovation. But when I need to speak with citizens, I speak about the CO2 journey from its birth, its development, and how we are able to catch and storage. It's a journey. But I need also to speak with kids. So what is CCS? It's the tale of trapping CO2 and sending it to a long sleep in a fortress of rock. This is a way to catch the attention of children, starting educating them to be climate aware. And what we can use to reach this type of audience and to develop suitable contents for each type of target users. In CoreU, we use our platform for a learning management system and knowledge sharing that is the Next Learn, that is branded as CoreU for Learn in this project. And it is designed for companies, research organizations, European funded projects to share contents because come on, we are not more students, so I'm not training you, I'm not doing a lecture for other professionals, because this is not the typical online course. I need to share with you some findings, but the relationships is among professionals. Again, also with citizens, I need to inform, to catch their attention, but I'm not doing a video course. So, our platform promotes a sustainable co-learning educational model for knowledge transfer and sharing among professionals with diverse skills and expertise. It has a customized front-end tailored for the needs of the projects. And it exploits also the micro-learning approach, providing a learning nugget format. It's a way that, like a wizard, lead the user to write knowledge in bytes. So something that you can share, thoughts, feelings, lessons learned, your 2 cents or your experience for a conference, for example, for this conference, in a very compact format to be easily shared with your colleagues instead of chatting with a coffee, because sometimes you have not the chance to meet everyone, but you would like to share your feelings and the real human part of the learning process. So, this is the look and feel of our platform that is designed with a user-centered approach, so usability at the middle, and you can see how it looks a training material that is focused to encourage action So it's for professionals, motivating individuals and policymakers to support and invest in CSS initiatives. So the chapters are different. Is something to motivate, to inform and motivate. Then we need to speak with citizenship. This is the example of the training material for citizenship focusing on the journey of CO2. This is for the kids. So how we can build a story about the CO2 adventure with some chapters to raise awareness and train young generation to be aware of climate change and mitigation strategies. But as I introduced before, we have also bite-sized learning to reduce cognitive load. So if you are short on resources of time, please don't leave a message in a bot, create a learning nugget. So in this way, you can exploit our micro-learning approach, allow you to deliver concise, focused content that can be easily shared with colleagues or social media in a very small format. So, thanks you for attention, and I think that I was in the time.
Thank you, Caterina. And yeah, without any further ado, okay. Yeah, I will leave the floor to Davide.
Hello, good morning everybody. I'm Davide Delfrate, I'm a researcher at Politecnico di Milano in the mechanical department, but my background is a materials engineer. I'm also a co-founder of a startup that deal with the problem of composite recycling, and this trying to bring to the market a technology that optimize mechanical recycling process designed for composite material. And today I will present you the YourBan project. For this presentation I choose the method that Caterina said that probably only 0.1% of European can understand, but I hope you will be one of them. So, YourBan is an European project with a budget of 2.5 million and will last for 30 months. Involve 8 partners from 4 different countries that are Spain, Italy, Austria and Lithuania. And the objective of the YourBan project is to co-create an active urban ecosystems for the recycling and upcycling of objects and material in relation to the reinforced polymers coming from local environment. So reinforced polymers are the composite materials the material that also Silvia briefly present you before explaining the DeremCo project. So briefly, we have a problem with this material because it's similar to plastic, but is more complex to be recycled. And we are reaching currently in Europe, as Silvia says, used in almost every sector, and for 2025 are expected almost 700,000 tons of this kind of material that will reach end of life. So we have a big problem, and Europa is giving a lot of attention to this problem, financing several problems that try to addressing this problem. And why it's so complicated to recycle this material? It's complicated under several aspects, from a technical point of view to an economical one, and also to a logistical point of view. But we have to say that inside the YourBan project, we will try to address more another kind of lack, that is the poor acceptance of consumer of products that embed recycled materials. Let's say nowadays this material is not recycled, or maybe just a little part of this material, and the preferred route is the landfilling or the energy recovery of the organic part that compose this material. So what we are developing in YourBan is a mobile, flexible recycling and reprocessing unit that will be built on board of a truck that will operating in the urban environment, and that want to address and try to involve to the recycling process also the citizen, the artist, the urban factories, micro and small medium enterprises, and these to arise the awareness and the understanding of common people, let's say, not the industrial, about the importance of the recycling. And this will be done through 4 tools, let's say, through cascade funding, through workshop and events that will be that will happen around the track that we will build. And then there will be the support of 2 different kind of digital tools. One dedicated to co-creation and another one to the learning. And this tool will support a regenerative and added value manufacturing ecosystem, adopting an attractive user experience, and will be inspired by the new European Bauhaus. So briefly, the objective of YourBan are to give a new approach to local recycling, to help to create a new value chain based on local and urban economy, that try to create a recycling that is more inclusive and human-centered, and also try to arise this awareness about the importance of recycling. How can we position the YourBan project with respect to the other project that Politecnico have developed during this year about this topic of recycling of composite material? We start in 2017 with the Fibereuse project, where it was focused more on the technical aspects, so to try to find the technical solution to the problem. Then, thanks to the DigiPrime project, we add digital tools to the solution, to the technical solution, and to give a digital help to company to try to create a new value chain, cross-sectorial value chain, open new business opportunities. And now we are following the DeremCo project and the YourBan project in parallel, because they must happen in parallel, because the DeremCo project is going more to bring near to the market the technical solution developed in the previous project. So try to working directly with companies that are produced of material or component that will include recycled material, while YourBan have these aims to be more a demonstration demonstration of the recycling process to the citizen, to the artist, to designer, to local stakeholder, to try to, create this awareness and help create a demand of object that can contain recycled material. The project will follow different key activities. We are now in the first year of the project, so in the preparation phase where guidelines, the digital tools, the learning material, the track are designed. After this phase, there will be the concrete implementation phase that will be followed by an open call to try to include all these stakeholders, so the citizen, the artist, the designer, in this co-creation process. And then there will be the pilots demonstration that will consist of 2 events of 10 days. And finally, there will be the exploitation of the result obtained and the replication of these pilots in another context. These pilots will be, as I say, 2 events of 10 days, one in Milan and another one in Barcelona, where we will bring the track that we will build. We will create a sort of circus around the track where all the people can come, see how the recycling can be made, because inside the track there will be the recycling plant and some reprocessing. There will be the possibility to perform reprocessing also. And so the citizen can come, see and understand the recycling process. And also the designer will collaborate and the Fab Lab or YourBan factory to create new object around this track. YourBan will have a collaborative methodology that will include co-creation methods, a neighbor participatory approach, an innovative learning and teaching approach, and will try to engage artists and YourBan factory through the open calls. So this collaborative approach will be supported through these 2 digital tools that I showed you before. One will be called the YourBan for Learning tool that will consist of a virtual learning community hub that will guarantee the possibility of sharing technical knowledge among the different stakeholders and will provide dissemination and communication material. The other one will be the YourBan co-creation tool that will be an online co-creation tool tailored for the urban environment, where it will be possible to share ideas, to share solutions, resources, and will help the generation of new business opportunities and try to open new markets. And will be used also for the open call management. The open call will be created through a cascade funding mechanism that will include around the 25% of the budget of the project will be dedicated to the open call, and the open call will be directed to startups, to small medium enterprises, to laboratories, associations, and other urban organization. And we'll have the objective of generate awareness and to promote concrete long-term cooperation among citizen, artists, designer, and the urban factories. And also will help to create a significant portfolio of artists and designers that will work together for the urban project. So, despite this digital tool, there will be also the not digital but the physical tool that will be, in our case, the track that will be, let's say, useful to create knowledge and awareness through practical example and live experiments. We'll host exhibition, artistic event, and every kind of activity that could be linked to circular economy, and will guide the co-creation of new objects from end-of-life products to new objects that will respond to some new citizen needs. This project will be, let's say, inside this new concept of a new European Bauhaus, because it's trying to address the target of the new European Bauhaus, that is to be beautiful, sustainable, and together. So, okay, this was the presentation of the project. If you have some question, or we can ask after in the round table. Thank you.